I heard you got the fever for the flavor.
It's the flavor. It's the flavor.
I heard you got the fever for the flavor.
It's the flavor. It's the flavor.
It's time to kick the flavor, gonna make it real funky for you. It's time to kick the flavor, gonna make it real funky for you.
Ain't it funky now?
Here comes the flavor.
Ain't it funky now?
Welcome, everyone. TahoeJBennett from Comics Bodega and the Funky Flavor Podcast. And today I'm back with a special Kickstarter spotlight. What if Harry Potter was a busted up 40-year-old detective counting it down the days to his pension? It's What We Do in the Shadows mixed with The Wire. And today I'm speaking with the writer, known for his acclaimed sci-fi series Edge of Darkness. And he's taken this latest project to Kickstarter, which is SWAT Eldritch Blue #1. It's currently on the crowdfunding platform through Sunday, June 21st. Please welcome my guest. He's crafting comic gold while roasting the absurdities of life one post at a time, writer Justin Cope. Justin, welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
Not bad.
Nice
not
to be
bad.
here.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
Oh, definitely. I saw you post that your mom finds you charming, so I had to find out more. Yeah, tell us about your campaign here. You have this squad of broken down outcasts, that weirdos and wizards whose mission is to enforce the grand bargain. Tell us about SWAT, the secret wizard assault team, and just what is the grand bargain?
Yeah, well, the Grand Bargain it goes way back to around 1100. We don't need to get into the exact, timeline,
Yeah.
but basically the monsters and the humans sort of came to an agreement where the monsters get X number of basically hunting tags per city, for 5 per million or whatever. And then so they keep themselves in check that way. And then so peace is an option, or coexistence is an option, I guess. And so the humans sort of let them operate a little bit for the sake of, the stability, I suppose. And that moral compromise makes Larry and Mimi the heroes of the series. They don't like it. They don't know what else to do, but they don't like it because, they're letting people die and that makes them feel dirty. So, their struggle to sort of become better cops or better people is what powers, a lot of the character development in the series, is them trying to find a way out of this morass that they feel like they got sucked into before they were even born.
Okay, and they're part of this secret wizard assault team. How did that?
They're the main characters. So every major city has a unit. They used to be called, like, technically their name is like St. George's or King George's Worshipful Company of Monster Slayers, but that's old paperwork, and they go by SWAT now. So every major city has a SWAT unit that is there kind of keeping things in check and making sure that the monsters follow the grand bargain. And if they get caught poaching, basically they get killed. Instant summary execution, because they're monsters. So this system's there. It's kind of falling apart. Even the monsters, I call it the Guild of Monstrosity, I think. Yeah, which has basically become just sort of a evil Optimus Club. It's not even really a functioning government anymore. It's just sort of falling apart, and everything's falling apart. It's kind of driven by, basically my feelings about America over the last 10 years, where everything just it's just sort of all crappy. And so, that feeling is what pervades their attitude towards their job and stuff, is that they're exhausted, they're tired, they're sick of everything being kind of bullshit. Pardon my French. It sounds a lot heavier than, it is pretty heavy. The horror, it's a horror comedy, but the horror is very much a serious component there. It gyrates pretty wildly between those elements. And the comedy is kind of driven by sort of, how first responders have a dark sense of humor because they're having to cope with all this trauma. And so hopefully the comedy does not negate the horror. It sort of enhances it, or at least gets out of the horror's way when it's time.
Oh, nice. I like that. And for people that visit the campaign, you can see an early look at some preview pages, and your artist, Rachel Distler, done some just phenomenal illustrations from the pages I've seen. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, thank you. She's very. When I saw her, I was looking for artists and for somebody for SWAT. And it was kind of a struggle, and then I saw her stuff, and I'm like, that's it. That's exactly it. And so I've always been very happy with her art. It gets even better. We're mostly done with issue 2,
Oh,
and some of the art there, like this is the first issue, so she's still developing. It's like the first season of a show, right? This is the relatively rough episode, and then the next one's everyone's gearing up and getting used to it and developing. So the
sure.
art for 2 is even cooler, I think. And
Okay.
we've got Connor Knudsen is doing the editing. So
Oh,
this
okay.
first issue is great, but I mean, it's probably going to be a little bit rough compared to the future issues because it wasn't professionally edited. I just obsessively edited it myself, basically.
Okay.
I read that thing so many times, tightened it up. So it's good stuff. I think it's really good stuff, and people that read it tend to respond well to it, I think.
Yeah, and so this
I don't.
comic's
What was
already
the question?
uh
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. No, just Rachel's putting out just beautiful illustrations in this book and it's cool to see that you have future plans. So do you have is this a part of a set number issue story arc, or do you just
I have
go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry. Eldritch Blue is 36 issues long. I've written all of them.
Okay.
Uh, I've written a couple of sequels. Honestly, we're probably in the 50s in total script count
Wow.
at this
Wow.
point. It was an obsession. Like, it was not. This is not a let's write one and see if it takes off. I was for 18 months. I just sat there and wrote scripts for SWAT. Bang, bang, bang.
Right.
It was a really fun experience. Like, creatively, it's what you dream of happening, is that it's flowing through you. You feel like you're not even in control of what's happening. It's just pouring out on the page. And it's, you know, in retrospect, I mean, it does need an editor, but not that much. I mean, there's occasional points where I got on a cul-de-sac that I shouldn't have gone on or what have you. But like, the bones are still pretty solid, I think. When I look back on it, when I read it again a couple years later, I can tighten some dialogue up or whatever, but it's still
Right.
fundamentally pretty solid.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with it. I'm very proud of what I've done with it, and uh, what it'll be once it's fully completed, hopefully, which is, a big thing. But
Now, will these
it's
continue on, like issue 2? Will that continue? Will you bring that to Kickstarter as well?
that's the hope. Yeah, I mean, well, that's definitely the plan for now. Is this is
Okay.
we're for the first one is done. It's completely done. I even have some that's already printed. So
Okay.
if you buy the comic, you're gonna get it. And then issue 2 should be ready hopefully before the end of the year, so we could kickstart that. But I mean,
Okay.
ultimately, what I would love to do is be in stores, with Image or something like that, uh, which I think, well, hopefully is not completely out of bounds. So, but
So,
that's
and
that's far afield. But
now right now, and I saw in preparing for this, is this book under Weird Shark Comics label,
yeah,
or okay? What can you tell us
which
about
is
Weird
just
Shark
mine.
Comics? That this is your publishing
It's
label, and
Yeah, that's just
okay,
that's
okay,
a that's from Edge of Darkness. That's it's a Leonardo Romanelli drew the tattoo, and then he's in Italy, so I had somebody here, actually tattoo it.
wow,
But it sort of became, I got the tattoo, and then I decided to call it Weird Shark Comics, but it's just sort of felt right, so I ran with it. So yeah, basically that's just my personal label. It's
nice,
also my website, weirdshark.art. Yeah, I need to actually blog something. I paid for that, and then I haven't even done anything with it. I just want to
yeah,
write comics. Like, the part where you have to. I mean, I love talking about it, but I'm not nearly as good at the social media side of these
okay.
things as I should be. But anyway, yeah, the
And
website's there. There's samples of Edge of Darkness, things like that.
what would you say is your target audience for this book? Like, because you said it's a comedy horror comedy, so is it is there kind of like an age limit that it needs to be,
I mean,
PG,
there's
mature audiences, or I mean, I don't know how graphic
I,
or what it
I'd
gets.
say PG-13. There's some profanity.
Okay.
Uh, there's a lot of violence, but we're in America, so violence is fine. I'd say PG-13. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't hand it to a 5-year-old, but I wouldn't be too worried about it if, you know, a 13-year-old's reading it. It's really just aimed at, I got back, well, I was never that into comics. It's a long story. It wasn't an option where I was from. And I had, my allowance was $5 a week, right? So that was 2 comics or a paperback novel. So I read novels because I had to entertain myself for an entire week between trips to B. Dalton or
Okay.
Wald books, right? So, I was always in the newspaper page. I was really into Sandman, blah blah blah. Anyway, I really got into comics about 4 years ago when I walked into the comic store next to where my wife works, and I got like a library edition of Harrow County. Took it home, and it completely blew my mind. And ever since then, I've been I spend thousands of dollars a year on comics, just reading everything I can get my hands on. So the audience for SWAT is just basically people who like comics. Like if you like indie comics or just comics in general, where it's just over the top and just craziness, I think you'll like SWAT. You know,
Nice.
it's definitely just me dumping myself onto the page. So if you want to see somebody that's just going for it, even if you don't like what I'm doing, I'm definitely going for it. I guess what I'm saying is with comics, I feel like I finally found my audience, right? Or an audience that I want to make happy, right? Whereas what I was
Right.
writing before, I was like trying to save the genre or something, or like make it better. Whereas now I don't think I need to make it better. I just want to
You,
have fun
you
with it.
you feel more at home with the
Yeah.
genre,
Yeah, exactly.
with this medium.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so much fun to write because it's completely free form. You can do whatever you want. If you can imagine it and you can draw it, you can do it. But it's also heavily structured because you have to have a 6-issue arc or a 4-issue arc, and you have to get the entire, and each chapter, each issue is basically a chapter, and so it's highly structured but completely free at the same time. And that just was I had a lot of fun with that. It's like I'm making my own jigsaw puzzle as I go, and it's a lot of fun. So I just really enjoy doing it, and in a way that, like, I wrote a lot of novels, but it was work, right? Like I was putting my nose to the grindstone. Whereas with comics, I just, I'm having fun building something. And I
Sure.
think that comes through in the scripts too, is that how much fun I'm having leaks through.
Do you feel
Um,
you explore more of your creative side working in comics?
I feel like I feel like one of the amazing things about comics is that you can just show the audience something. If you can draw it, you can skip 5,000 words of exposition that they won't understand, right? And so I
Right.
feel like I can actually get my vision across in ways where in the novel format people would just be confused. I don't know, something about
Sure.
comics, just people get it when they get my comics so much more than they ever got the novels. So it just feels like this is where I should have been the whole time, honestly. Like if I had a time machine, I'd go back and just be like, write comics, dude.
Well,
Paying an artist sucks, but it's where you should be.
yeah, you'd
um
be up to
you
maybe
know
200 issues by now.
if I started when I was in high school, good lord, I don't know. I mean, my writing folder's got a lot of stuff in it. And there's a lot of ideas that I wrote the novels for, um that eventually I'd love to go back and turn into comics. um
Okay.
because I feel like those ideas would play a lot better in comic form than they did in the novel. Um,
Right.
and like I wrote the novel. It was like it was, I don't remember what I called it anymore, but it's Frankenstein and Ahab, and they end up, and they go around and it's all Lovecraftian and weird and stuff. Hard novel to write. Actually, my wife actually really liked it, but uh, you can't. You're in comics are like, oh, that sounds awesome, and novels are like, like it's too weird or too goofy and for immediate acceptance.
Well, and
And
in
so
comics too, you have a large group of people who are into the Lovecraft type stories. There's a big audience for that in the comic medium.
yeah,
Um,
I honestly just I yeah, I feel like comics are where I should have been the whole time, and I didn't know it, and it's a real shame. But
but you're here now. It could have been worse. You
yeah,
could have never found out about it, and
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, it really has been just so much fun
So you
to
do
do it.
have plans for or maybe not anything in the works right now, but you do have plans for something outside of SWAT and like
Oh,
Eldritch Blue.
I've I got so many. Um, I another series I've written is Department of God, which is about two angels that are in charge of administering justice on Earth, and they're so far behind that they're just murdering evil 90-year-olds, and they're so tired of it. They're just tired of it. And so they go on vacation and they accidentally trigger the apocalypse. Yeah, as you do. And so that's the first three issues is them sort of accidentally triggering the apocalypse. I've written that. I have, uh, I mean, I could go for days, but there's Real Glaze, Housewife County, which I have is more hypothetical, but it's about like professional wrestling in the far future where they have like cyborgs and stuff. And
Okay.
so they will like you'll have like a second head that they can chop off, and it doesn't kill you or hurt you at all. It's just there for, you know. So it's like what if wrestling was real, basically. And
Ah,
they took biotechnology and made it genuinely violent and crazy. Uh, so I want to go back to that at some point. But there's Soul Suckers, which is about basically a Ghostbusters franchise. Haven't had a lot of, I mean, I don't know. That one's not that well developed. Baby Gun, which is about a baby that makes guns appear, and he accidentally shot the doctor that was delivering them, so he got sent to jail. And then the CIA recruits him to smuggle in as a baby, so he can get weapons past security and stuff like that. What else? Jeez, Edge of Darkness, the other thing. That's a far future where humans have been living under the sea for so long they haven't seen the sun in millions of years, and
yeah.
so they've developed this biotechnology where like they have a squid suit that's like spatchcocked, right? They curl up in it, plug it into their brain, and then swim around as a giant squid. Um, and that's the other one that I've actually, well, we've got a fair amount of progress on. That one's done as well. I originally wrote 18 issues for that, but we cut it down to 6. Um,
Okay.
what else? Anyway, yeah, there's a ton of stuff. I've got a bunch of one-off, idea scripts sitting around um, for eventually doing something with.
Yeah. So,
So,
no, that's great. Yeah, because I mean, already by not only just with talking with you, but what I've seen from the campaign page and viewing Rachel's illustrations inside. And yeah, I'm gonna, after we're done here, I'm gonna go over back to the campaign. I got to see more what this is all about.
oh,
And
well, thank you.
I think I'm no, I think I'm really gonna enjoy it. I could, and yeah, and especially if you got issue 2 already planned and this one's already complete, it's gonna be, I know fulfillment will be pretty quick, a turnaround, right?
Yeah. I mean, if I sell a bunch of copies, I might have to go back to the printer. But
Okay.
I even already have those. What are those mailers they use for comics?
Oh, the Gemini millers,
Yeah,
or
I got 100 of those sitting around because I bought them in bulk because they're way cheaper. So
right, right.
I'm ready to rock. I can mostly just go to the post office. Boom. So
Okay.
it's there. It's ready to go. Um, you'll definitely get it. And the goal is pretty low. It's only $500. So hopefully we'll make it. We definitely had to stall out. I mean, we're at like 35% done right now.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. You
but
still you still have some time here, and that shouldn't be an issue.
yeah. Well, if you get one, that'll put us probably around 50%. So that's solid. Well, maybe not that much, but it'll be nice. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's just it's really hard, I feel like, to get people's attention. Like everything is there's so much spam in every aspect of your life that you're just like trying to ignore as much as you can.
Well, and the
So
bandwidth, I mean, I know a lot of times with Kickstarter, sometimes there's this mad rush where it seems like everyone's doing them, this first week or first 2 weeks of a certain month, and then there's slow
mhm.
periods, so like those, if you just happen to launch yours during that really busy time, now you're fighting for the audiences and backers that
Yeah.
there's so many options for them now. It makes it a little bit more
Well,
difficult.
yeah, it's more. I mean, it's my fault, right? Like it's my limitations that are the problem with this. But I'm trying to learn and develop and do things, and get
Sure.
there. But I definitely wish I could just write, and then someone else would handle all this for me. I mean, I love giving the interviews. That's fun. getting to talk about myself and SWAT, a lot of fun.
Sure.
But the posting 10 times a day, that's
I-
challenging. So it's that part of it's been challenging for sure. But I still like it more than prose publishing because I don't feel like I'm like pathetically begging for some agent's attention. This is more like
sure.
going door to door selling Ginsu knives or something that's relatively respectable.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I hear you. No, I get it. Yeah. So yeah, no, I love it, and we definitely want to encourage everyone to go out, check out the campaign SWAT Eldritch Blue #1, running now through June 21st. Go ahead, meet the SWAT team, the Secret Wizard Assault Team, and back the campaign and head to the darkest regions of the supernatural underworld. And yeah, take a look at Justin Koch's new project. I think you're really going to enjoy it, and like I said, it really looks great. Just based off the campaign itself. I wish you had nothing but success, Justin, and like I said, I'm going to go back to campaign. I'll be looking forward to issue 2, hopefully later at the end of this year.
yeah, I mean, we are pages away. So
I love it.
after that, it's lettering, and DC Hopkins is always really fast with the lettering. So
Oh wow, okay, yeah, DC's
yeah,
great. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll make
yeah,
a note of that.
he's great at it, and he's fast and reliable. So
Sure. Oh, awesome.
good
I
stuff.
love it.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, definitely go out, check out SWAT Eldritch Blue #1 on Kickstarter now. And thank you to my guest, Justin Koch, for taking the time to speak with us here at Comics Bodega and the Funky Flavor podcast. We give you all the information where you can head over to Kickstarter and you can follow more about SWAT and Justin online. So we'll get you all those details. Justin, thank you for your time. And
Thank you for having me.
for sharing with us more about your project, SWAT Eldritch Blue, man. You've really piqued my curiosity.
Well, thank you.
There you have it, folks. Justin Koch from SWAT Eldritch Blue. Appreciate him stopping by, speaking with us at Comics Bodega and the Funky Flavor podcast. You can follow Justin online at justin.koch.2025 on Facebook. And over on Blue Sky, justinkoch.bsky.social. And go check out Weird Shark at weirdshark.art. A-R-T. And head over to Back the Campaign now. It runs through Sunday, June 21st. You can visit bit.ly/SWAT Eldritch Blue. I'll take you right to the campaign. You can get in there and make this thing happen. And hey, give me a follow. Check out Comics Bodega. Check out the Funky Flavor podcast. We're all on there. You can check me out on all socials at TahoeJBennett. You can find the Funky Flavor podcast at the Funky Flavor on Instagram and Blue Sky, and at Comics Bodega on all socials. And don't forget our YouTube channel at TahoeJBennett, the official channel for Comics Bodega and the Funky Flavor podcast. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. We'd love to have you and share more content with you. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Have a great one.